Habari Entertainment proudly presents Habari Live.
Habari Live.
From Phoenix, Arizona. And you're listening to the Habari Live podcast, the show that brings you news, sports, and entertainment for people who love HabariEntertainment.com. Here are your hosts, Iesha, Jimmy, and Damon Dipleen Ellison. Let's get it going. We are all the way live.
Good morning. What's going on, man? Another episode of Habari Live. It's live this Saturday, and we're gonna get it going like always. First of all, we want to go through our intro. So, Habari Ghani, my people, we are thrilled to bring you the latest edition of Habari Live, your go-to podcast for the pulse of Phoenix and beyond. As always, we are all the way live in Paradise Valley in Phoenix, Arizona. I am Damon Ellison and my co-host,
Iesha.
We will be your guide for your guide through the exciting stories and everyday happenings in our vibrant community, your weekly dose of inspiration, innovation, and insightful conversations from the heart of our city. But first, man, we're going to get into some the top stories of the week and the things that have caught our eye as we have looked at the news and watched what's going on in the world. Mm-hmm. Let's go.
For sure. All right. First this week, it's been a crazy week.
Yeah.
It's been kind of up and down on the news this week, but here are some of the stories that we're watching this week. First, in Arizona, a new ballot initiative that could change the future of voting in our state. A group of election advocates are pushing a measure that would enshrine mail-in voting into the Arizona Constitution. If approved by voters, the proposal would permanently protect the state's widely used early and its mail-in ballot voting system, which allows voters to automatically receive their ballots by mail. And supporters are saying that it's going to protect voter access, while critics are arguing that election laws should remain flexible for future legislatures.
Republicans abuse, voting and all these things as political pawns. They want to be able to use it for their benefit in the future. So what laws they can change to keep people from voting. Mm-hmm. That's all they're about. It's trying to figure out ways to disenfranchise certain voters and certain people that they don't want voting. Mm-hmm. And that's what this SAVE Act is about. And this is this legislation that Arizona is trying to push is because of the SAVE Act. And we have people that's trying to get rid of mail-in voting, and they're doing everything they can to make it difficult because they feel as though they're going to lose in the midterms because they've pushed all these horrible ideas and legislation through on the first year under Trump.
Right.
Most people are pissed off of everything that these guys have done, and it's made everything worse. And they don't care, their buddies are getting paid, so they're partying, having a good time. Mm-hmm. But the normal American is not seeing these dollars trickle down into their wallet. They're pissed, and they think they're going to lose. So they're trying to figure out how many ways can we cheat to try to win. And Arizona is stepping up to try to do something to stop these guys from putting forward laws that can stop people from voting by mail or voting early. Mm-hmm. These are the type of things they're trying to stop to keep people from voting, which is
right,
remarkably insane. Go ahead.
You're right. But meanwhile, in federal immigration news, a judge has temporarily stepped in to protect some Somali immigrants from losing their deportation protections. A U.S. federal judge paused the termination of their TPS status for certain Somali nationals that are living here in the United States. The ruling gives thousands more immigrants more time to remain in the country legally, while the court is considering challenges to the government's decision to end those protections for those individuals.
It's disgusting, man. This administration has went after, all groups that they can to kick them out the country. It's unprecedented for an administration to reach back to the last administration and try to destroy and remove people that they brought in, trying to help them from running from whatever they was running from. These people are asylees trying to get asylum, and Trump wants them out of the country. He hates the Somali people. He's openly said that many times. And it's pretty disgusting, man, to see this happening, see these people treated like this. And it's a lot of people are like, oh, they're Republican, they vote Republican. Oh, hey, man, still, man, I have empathy. Still, a lot of them might vote Republican, but the way they're being treated isn't fair. So I'm not gonna trash them and talk bad about them because some of them may have had a different view than I do. But at the same time, it's pretty dirty, man, to hear the president talk about these people, man, the way he does. He's doing this to the Haitian people also. He's kicking them out. Biden brought in a lot of people from Haiti to try to help them because of the situations where the gangs have taken over their country. And, people just talk noise about these places and they're like, man, why are these people so poor? And why is Haiti so messed up? Haiti lost out the gate. Soon as Haiti received their freedom, France put an embargo on all their products, and they owed France money before they was even a country. Money that they weren't gonna be able to pay. They keep them from being able to trade. They hurt Haiti. They hurt these countries. People think that when these countries have came in and colonized and taken over all these places, what do you think they've done to these places, man? They've taken all their resources, taken all their money, throwing it and taking it and making their countries rich. You're doing that by hurting others. That's how colonization works. You have empathy, but will you yourself taking it? Man, y'all so ignorant, man. I hate y'all. Y'all answer. I mean, do y'all ever come up with anything fucking original? Why the fuck do I need to take these people and put them in my house just for them to have an option to come to America? It's so fucking stupid. It's the dumbest question I've ever heard in my fucking life, but y'all continue to ask it. No, I wouldn't want anybody in my house. What kind of question is that? That's not what they're coming here to live in my house. They're coming here to be an American and get a chance to work and build their own shit. Fuck they need to come to my house for? Fucking stupid, dog. It's so dumb. So if I won't let them in my house, that means that they can't come here and be an American. What kind of stupid shit is that? Dumb.
It is. But moving on, back in Arizona, a nonprofit leader accused of misusing pandemic relief money is facing an ongoing legal battle. The executive, who has been charged with allegedly misusing COVID-19 relief funds, has now waived his right to a speedy trial. The move allows both the prosecutors and the defense attorneys more time to prepare their case as the investigation is continuing. But yeah, I just wanted to say that all the fraud and everything that they want to say that it's happening under Somali people because they run daycare centers. It turns out that a lot of the fraud allegations that we're seeing in the news and the people that are actually being convicted or are facing trials of fraud, they're Americans and they're Caucasian.
Man, all the fraud and all the information that's come out about Pete Hegseth spending $93 billion on lobsters and goofy shit.
Mm-hmm.
We got Kristi Noem spending money on planes and advertisements. all the fraud, man, that goes on, and they just ignore it. When it's their side, they just ignore it.
Mm-hmm.
Trump pardon all type of fraudsters. It's all good. But those Somalis, they all have to go. It's just racism, man. You know, it's also just the way the Republican Party works today. They have no backbone, no spine. They don't stand for anything.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing they are for is putting their people in charge and putting their people in place. It's not about doing the right thing for the country. It's just about having people that they like in charge. And if they don't do things the right way, so be it. They just want the people that they want to be in control.
Mm-hmm.
And if they get in there and they blow up the deficit and fuck up gas and do everything they can to make everything worse, they're not going to say anything. But if it's a Democrat or somebody that they're against, then they're going to flip out and lose it. Because it's not about, to them, it's not about what's happening or how life is affording them. It's more about cultural things, what bathroom and all this stupid shit that they care about.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care if they can't afford gas. They don't care if electricity and all this shit is skyrocketing. They don't care. As long as the people that they know will keep men out of girls' bathrooms, and that's the things that they think are important, or keep black people out of the country, they're okay with everything else. Any other fraud, any other stealing, whatever they have to do, they're okay with it. They only care about the other side. And if the other side is doing something, then they'll talk about that and point fingers and, oh, Nancy Pelosi and all these people are stealing, and Joe Biden, he's stealing. But with Trump's in there stealing, we've known this man have made, I don't know how much money since he's been in office. His kids, billions they've put in their pockets. They don't care. That doesn't matter to them
At all.
It's all about who they are with. And as long as it's the people that they are with, they're okay.
Roughly $3
It's
billion to
illegal
$4 billion
Somalis.
is what they've made since Trump has gotten back into office.
No, it's not illegal Somalis, man. It's just Somali people. People that are they came here legally, just like the Haitians came here legally. You guys are just putting any people that isn't a citizen, and y'all making it seem like they're illegal. Like Somalis can just come here illegal? Like they got a border they can just cross and walk in here? I mean, these people are they usually came here because most of them are already American citizens. Because of them coming over for asylum and getting it, because the whoever was the president gave them access to the country from whatever they were running from in their country. Their country has a lot of civil war. And those are the type of people that America has historically helped. So when people come to this country, Biden gives them access to the country. Trump is just tearing it up now. Is that fair? No, it's not, because they were given American citizenship and they're trying to snatch it away, and the judges are blocking them in a lot of situations, because you just can't take people's citizenship because you don't like them or you don't like what they look like. And you calling anybody who's from anywhere else illegal, which is bull, because it's not true. But anyway, next story.
Lastly, in Washington, the U.S. Department of Justice has dropped a controversial case involving a military veteran. The veteran had been arrested for burning an American flag near the White House during a protest.
Mm-hmm.
But prosecutors have now dismissed the charges, which is a move that has reignited debate over First Amendment protections and a symbolic protest in the nation's capital.
Yeah, man, that's them,
Yep.
Trump trying to push the executive order that no one can burn a flag, even though it's supposed to be protected under the First Amendment.
Mm-hmm.
So the system is slow, but it's working. In a lot of situations, there's some situations where there's been bend, but for the most part, all of these stupid things that this administration is throwing out has been defunct by the judges.
Right.
And they're trying to take a man to jail for his First Amendment rights.
Yep. And it's crazy that they're trying to do all of this and say that he was burning the flag, but his actual charges do not reflect flag burning. His one of his counts was for lighting a fire not in a designated or respectable or receptacle. Um, and the other charge was for lighting a fire in a manner that threatened or caused damage to and resulted in burning of property or park resources, damaging park resources, not actually burning the flag.
Yeah, that's just, they try to do what they can to try to make people look bad. And it's just, it's just sad, man. Man, I don't understand why these people care so much about, like, this guy, and we're talking about the Somali households. Like, why do you care about what kind of government assistance they receive? They're American citizens. Why do you care so much about what do we care about towns in Kentucky where the whole towns are on aid? I mean, dog, it's ridiculous that you guys care so much about Somalis. You know how many people on aid that are white? Like, do you care about that? Are you counting them? You're always pointing at other races and talking to other races, but the finger never points back at you. All right, if you care so much about them and 81% of them on some type of government assistance, why don't you do something to help them?
And he's
If you
mentioning
care
this
so much.
81% is to one specific state.
I mean, in Minnesota, because that's where a lot of them live. A lot of they, they just love to act like they're better than somebody. Dude.
But if you're looking at national numbers, it says nationally only approximately 42.8% of Somali households actually use any government assistance programs.
Mm-hmm.
But when you narrow it down to certain states, specifically Minnesota, that is 81%.
Right. I just don't care why I don't understand why they care so much. 44% of white people are on SNAP or some type of government assistance. Why don't you care about that? 44%, damn near half of white people are on some type of aid. Talk about that. Don't understand why y'all care so much about what these people. You don't care. You don't want to help them. You just saying this for you can shit on them and try to be like, oh, look, they're all trash.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's so garbage, man. How does it make you feel better to try to shit on somebody? Like, it's dumb. But anyway, that's the last one.
Mm-hmm.
Man. Right. No, they only care about fraud on the left, or when it's Somalis or black people or anything like that. Anybody else, they just don't care. But if it's somebody black or dark skinned and they're getting aid, it's a problem. It's an issue. I mean, how many Somali people are even in America? It's not even that many. But they love to attack, just like they love attacking the trans people. It's about 7 trans people. They get them. You know what I'm saying? Let's get them. Like, that's the people they're gonna go after.
260,000 Somali people live in the United States.
200,000 people. I mean, that is nothing.
Out of 350
million people. We talking about 200,000 people. No, that's not true. It's not true, Mr. Ass White.
I just give me just 2 seconds here. Let me go back. White people comprise the largest racial group receiving government assistance, such as SNAP or food stamps in the United States, accounting for over 35 to 44%
of recipients. And beneficiaries around 40% of Medicaid recipients. White people are typically unrepresented in these programs. relative to their share of the total U.S. population. I mean, 44%, dog. So you can stop the bull. 34 to 44%. Oh, white people only make up 15%. Whatever. That's all y'all do is take. Sit around and take, and then point at other people and laugh at them. It's ridiculous. Dog, why are you here, man? Go away. For real. So, now this is wrong. Still 35 to 44%. No matter what it says. 44% of SNAP food stamp beneficiaries and around 40% of Medicaid recipients. So I don't, you can say whatever you want to, but there's still a lot of people. And around 40% of the people that was Somali the numbers are about the same. Anyway, you need me to do it? Anyway, dude. So we got today we got a federal judge just shut down a case against Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell, and the ruling is raising serious questions about whether the Justice Department is being used for political pressure by the Trump administration. And that's exactly what they're doing. That's exactly what they're doing, man. They're going after any person that dared to go against Trump. This is the latest one with Jerome Powell, and we're talking about the Federal Reserve interest rates, the economy, and whether the president tried to force the central bank to do what he want. We already know that he did. And that's not all, man. We're also going to talk about the pattern that's starting to look real familiar. Investigations into political opponents, activists, journalists, and even members of the Federal Reserve. So when the court starts saying there's a mountain of evidence, that's a case where political, and that's not normal, man. So today we're going to break that all down. Trump versus Jerome Powell, the fight over Fed independence, and the growing list of people the DOJ has went after just because Trump said so. So let's get into it. First, we're going to play this video of Janine Perrow and her reaction to the judge shutting down Trump's case to go after Jerome Powell.
Go ahead.
Judge Buttersburg, in his opinion, said that you, quote, promptly complied, end quote, with President Trump's apparent direction to prosecute Powell. Can you just state for the public record, how did you have the idea or, the impetus to start?
And my answer to them 30, 40 years ago, I'll deal with the devil. I'll take a case from the devil. If you can give me information that will lead me to possibly find a crime. It doesn't matter where a case comes from. It doesn't matter. I can have a suspicion. I can read the newspaper. I can just want to make sure he did.
Man, dog. Craziness. I just don't get it, man. She's willing to take whatever case. She said she'll take a case from the devil. That's what she said. I mean, these people are evil, dog. I'll take a case from the devil. Like, what the hell? This is craziness. I just don't understand, man. What are we doing right now? We have, I mean, she's in power now, going after all political operatives that's been against fucking Trump. It's just crazy to see, man. And these are the people that said that Biden was going after people. And we openly see this guy just doing everything he can. It's wild, man. He wants to lower the interest rates the way he wants to. And that's what it's all about. And that's the whole thing, that he wants to be able to control interest rates when he wants. So here's the main story, man. A federal judge just blocked the Justice Department from serving subpoenas to Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell.
Yep. And the investigation was supposedly about renovations at the federal building. But the judge wasn't buying it.
Yeah, man. Chief Judge James Bosberg said the government produced basically no evidence of a crime, and that the case looked like it was meant to pressure Powell to lower interest rates. Anybody with eyes can see this is what Trump was doing. So, I'm happy that a judge stood up and did something about it.
Yep, and that's huge because the Federal Reserve is supposed to be an independent agency away from the politics.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, the Fed controls interest rates, inflation, policy, and the money supply. If politicians can pressure the Fed, the economy becomes a political weapon. Powell himself said the investigation felt like a threat to Fed independence. And that's exactly what it was. And remember, Trump has been attacking Powell for months, calling him stupid, slow, and accusing him of fraud over renovations. Dumb. And now the court is saying the fraud investigation had no real evidence. And we all knew that from the beginning. From the beginning, day one. And that's not embarrassing. This is dangerous, man. The precedent that this president is setting. He's okay going after people with no evidence. He's okay using this DOJ to attack people.
Yep.
So lower interest rates make the economy look stronger in the short term. Stocks go up, borrowing gets cheaper, housing moves faster.
Yep. And that's what helps a president politically, 9 times out of 10.
Do the next one.
But if the Fed chair cuts their rates, it can also boost the economy just before an election. But the Fed isn't supposed to just do that just because the president or a candidate said do it.
Yep. That's why independence matters. Independence matters, man. If the White House controls rates, the whole system gets manipulated. We all see a system that's not really working for us, and it's fake. It's a facade that's put up by the administration to make their numbers better, so they can have better politics. And that's not what the system is supposed to do.
Yep. And this judge basically just said that the investigation looked like a way to force Powell to cooperate with what he was saying or to resign altogether.
Yeah, man. I don't understand why they think this is a smart move, but this is what we're seeing. This lines up with Trump wanting Kevin Walsh to replace him. This is what they're trying to do. I mean, the guy is on his last year regardless. But it's just insane to see these people just jumping all over the place to get this guy out of here. So if they confirm his replacement is Kevin Walsh, I mean, that's whatever. But, Trump is putting people in place that's going to listen to him and do things his way. Now, I don't know if just by putting this person in place, is that really going to change anything when it comes to the board that's in charge of the Fed? Because it's not just one person making these decisions. People get votes. People discuss these things. They use economic data to be able to figure out what's the best way to go, the best route to take when it goes to the interest rates. Should they lower? Should they higher? How much? It's not just some guy sitting there like, all right, this is what I'm doing. There's an entire board of educated economics that's taking this information and they're making the best decisions for the country. Now we have someone in there who's just want to make themselves look good and doesn't care about the system and really what's going on. Someone like Trump gets in there, he can destroy the whole system. We could have uh, um, 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 anything could happen when it comes to the recession, fast, depression. There could be many things that go wrong if we're just listening to this dude and what he wants and not doing exactly what needs to be done to help everyone. But Republicans like Tom Tillis said the investigation looked wrong. It looks incorrect. That tells you how serious this is right now.
It certainly does. But let's go ahead and take a look at the Lisa Cook case and the Supreme Court
Mm-hmm.
and what their ruling is. Because another Federal Reserve official is in court right now.
Go ahead.
Trump tried to fire her and accused her of mortgage fraud, just so you know. But Cook denied the accusations, and her lawyers pointed out that other officials had used the same paperwork and had those same issues, but nothing was done to them. So why pinpoint and pull and like, hey, this is what she's doing, and not say anything about the others?
Mm-hmm.
But now that the Supreme Court has to decide whether or not the president even has the power to fire someone from the Fed. That's where we're at now. And the court, they sound pretty skeptical, because if the president can fire someone from the Fed whenever they want to, then the Fed isn't an independent agency anymore. And that there would change the entire American economic system.
Yeah, man. You know, you have a lot of, we just gonna do the whole segment. A lot of people, this one is kind of, now here's where the story gets bigger, man. Because Powell isn't the only person the DOJ has gone after. And we all know this. We've seen the stories. We're seeing a pattern of Trump's administration attacking everyone that had any political opposition to Trump. We've seen activists, journalists, even former officials being attacked by the DOJ. Now we're going to go down the list of people that have been, you know, has had charges brought against them or cases brought against them to try to throw them in jail. That's what the Trump administration is trying to do. It's crazy, man. So we got Letitia James was investigated. James Comey indicted. Adam Schiff has been threatened over and over again. Kamala Harris threatened with prosecution. Andrew McCabe investigated. Don Lemon indicted. Minnesota activists have been charged. Pro-Palestinian protesters have been targeted. Lisa Cook investigated. We also had Mark Kelly and the people that made the video. They tried to go after them. These are all people that Trump has gone after, man. And what he's done to different lawyer organizations and branches to try to get them to bend the knee to him, what he's done to universities and different jobs, what he's done to the FCC chairman, making him his bitch. Like, this guy is trying his best to be the king. That's a lot of people, man, that they have went after. And, they yelled and screamed that Biden using the DOJ. But then they guy get in there and he does the same thing. They have nothing to say. And Biden didn't go after anybody like that. But they swear he did because Trump got cases when those cases were from states and other places and he did have those documents in the bathroom. The concern is real, man. Are these real investigations or just political retaliation? Because the judge in the Powell case said one of them looked political. And it's political. We all know it. And once the door opens, people start asking about all the others, looking at all the other cases and trying to figure out what is the Trump administration doing?
Certainly. But let's go ahead and slow this down for a second here, because the Federal Reserve isn't supposed to answer directly to the president. It was designed so that way, it had its independency. And that was on purpose because politicians want short-term wins, right? But the Fed, they actually have to think more long-term. They can't just go off of 4 or 5 years, 6 months, 3 months, like President Trump wants to do. And if politicians can control the interest rates, that means that that interest rates can explode, the markets can crash, debt can spiral, and the dollar can weaken at any given moment, at any given say-so. But that's why the judge took this seriously. And he didn't just block the subpoenas. He said that the evidence was basically non-existent. And that suggests that the investigation wasn't about a crime at all. It was more about pressure.
Yep. And that's what it's been.
Listen to me. Do what I say do.
Yep. And they can try to hide it all they want. And they bring up that Biden went after Trump, but Biden did not tweet on his Truth Social to go after Trump. There was no meetings for them to go after Trump. When they saw that this dude had files and all type information by a toilet in the bathroom in Mar-a-Lago, then they went after him. They also went after Biden. That's the part that they never say. They went after Biden also for having files that he wasn't supposed to have. He gave up the files, did what he was supposed to do. Trump, fight it, it's a setup, crying like a big baby.
It's a hoax.
It's this, it's that. His DOJ, they're coming after me. They went after their own president, man. It was like, hey, man, you have some files you wasn't supposed to have. Everybody's supposed to be held to account. Why is it Trump supposed to be the only person that just gets away with everything? And that's the way he thinks he's supposed to be. And his followers think so too. He's supposed to get away with it, whatever he does. That's illegal. It's crazy. Craziness. But there's another part to this story, man. Pressure on the media. And we've seen investigations, threats, lawsuits, and attacks on journalists. They're coming after everybody. And that's something you see in other countries, in authoritarian countries. Countries like Hungary, Russia, Turkey. Shit that we don't want to be compared to. But that's the president that we have right now, trying to use the power of the government to shut down journalists, shut down media. Yesterday Pete Hegseth said out his mouth, I can't wait to Trump's friends to take over CNN, so they can start having some news that's positive and just says good things about us. These people want state-run media. They want everybody to be state-run media. This is what they're asking. This is what they're begging for. Now they're pressuring the courts. They pressure the media. They're going after political opponents. And people start asking, is that happening here in America? Yes. That's the authoritarian that we putting in charge right now. These are the tough questions, man, but we have no easy answers. because we have to go through 2 more years of this crap after this. And it's only going to get worse.
Yep. But here's what happens next. Powell's term will end soon, and Trump wants Kevin Warsh. The Supreme Court ruling on Lisa Cook is also coming up. And the fight over the Fed chair isn't over, just so we know. Because whoever controls those interest rates will ultimately control the economy. And whoever controls the economy pretty much controls the elections.
Oh, man. This story just isn't about Jerome Powell, man. It's about all the people that Trump has went after. It's about whether the system stays independent or becomes political. A judge just said one case crossed the line. Now, what happens in another case? Are these people looking at the rest of these cases? We're going to keep an eye out, man. We're going to keep watching, man, as this crook Trump tries to lock up people who are against him. We also saw last week where Kash Patel fired everybody who was working the Trump case or the cases that involved Kash Patel phone number and information being leaked, and they were watching them. So all of those people and all of those feds were fired. Everything is political with these people. Biden pardoned his son. That was bullshit that they went after him for. He lied and he had drugs while he got a gun permit. That is the dumbest shit. Dumb. And he also knew Trump was going to go after his family when he got in charge. So he went on and gave pre-pardons because he knew what was going to happen. Mm-hmm. And what did he do? Did Trump come in trying to go after everybody? And you talking about Clinton and her files. Man, get out of here, man. They put that lady went to how many cases, how many hearings about those fucking files?
On her server.
Like, dog, y'all talked about that shit for fucking 4 years. Didn't do nothing. Nobody went to jail, couldn't prove shit, like always.
But at the end of Trump's first term.
But, you know, Trump
a lot of his cabinet went to
all
jail.
went to jail. Locked up. All of them locked up. Jail like a mug.
All of them got
But y'all can ignore that. But you're still talking about Clinton and her emails, man. Y'all are just partisan. That's all y'all are. Partisan hacks. It's all y'all do. You can't look at yourself because you're pointing at everybody else so motherfucking much. It's stupid shit, dog. This dude has 32 felonies. And y'all ignore it, man. He's all in the Epstein files. He has accusations all through there. Y'all ignore it. What about Clinton and her emails? Mm-hmm. Like, it's ridiculous, man.
He's named in the file.
No accountability for these people at all. It's insane. Y'all just keep taking up for him. I mean, we have proof of accusations against Trump, and they have been known to be credible. This is crazy, and y'all just Pizzagate, Clinton. Boy, y'all are just bootlicking, yellow belly, weak people, dog, who don't stand by nothing you sit around and act like you care about. Republicans change on a dime. They move the goalposts way too much. That's why you don't even want to argue with these people, because their whole lives is just a lie and disgusting. They care about these things. They care about Hillary's emails, but Trump's in the Epstein files. Hillary's emails. Oh, so you don't care about that. So it's only if they're Democrat that you care. That's trash. If there was something in Hillary's emails that should have gotten her locked up, I'm with it. Lock her up. Mm-hmm. But the thing is that George Bush, Colin Powell showed her the server and how to use it. Y'all didn't care when it was them. But when it's Hillary doing the same thing that the other administration showed her how to do, it's a problem. it's a Democrat. So lock her up. Lock her up. Lock her up. Your dude got 70,000 fucking felonies. He's in the Epstein file raping little girls, and y'all still hollering, lock up Hillary. Lock up Hillary. Get a spine. Get a backbone. It's starting to become very weak and whack.
Mhm.
I'm sick of it, man. For 10 years, dude, we've been watching this stuff. The things that Trump has said on tape that's so disgusting that y'all have just brushed
Ignored.
off and ignored like it's nothing. Anybody else who would
No,
have
you can just
said,
grab them by the coochie.
yeah,
They
grab
won't
them by
say
the grab
nothing.
them by the cootie. They y'all would have lost it. Anybody else, y'all would have lost it. If that was a Democrat, get him out of there. He doesn't deserve to be in y'all would lose y'all motherfucking mind.
Mhm.
We're people of the church. That's disgusting. But if it's on your side, he didn't mean it. It's just locker room talk. Sick of the double standards that comes out of the Republican Party. I'm sick and tired of it. Year after year after year after year.
Mhm.
It's disgusting, man. I mean, I don't know how many years we got to watch this shit. I mean, to me, it's been since the 90s. They went after Clinton for cheating on his wife. And then now they have a president that had been cheated on his wife, been found liable of rape,
And on
cheating,
his third wife.
paying girls off to not for the girl, for they won't find out. Third wife, 5, 6 kids by 3 different girls. You would, if this was anyone else that had this resume, y'all would be tearing them apart. But since it's your guy, it's all good.
Mhm.
It's all good. It's my guy, so it's cool. If you think Trump is better than somebody because they're a Democrat, you're the part of the problem, man. You're part of the problem. You're part of the problem. It's because somebody's a Democrat. They're Democrat. They're stupid. Dog, you're supposed to have morals. It shouldn't matter what party they come from. If they do things that are incorrect and wrong, illegal, they should not be able to get into the White House. They should not be able to get into the Congress. But now the rules are skewed.
Mm-hmm.
We're letting people that's been found liable for rape, people that's in the Epstein files, got our kids going over to fucking Iran to die.
Meanwhile, saying their own kids is too tall.
Fuck out of here. We talked about the fight over the Federal Reserve of the first hour. The court's blocking the investigation into Jerome Powell and the bigger question of political power that Trump is putting forward right now. Now we're switching gears, but this connects tonight. Today, we're asking a question a lot of people ask every election. Why some of the poorest states in America keep voting Republican? Now, we always hear them talk about, oh, look at the blacks on the plantation, the black people. Democrats have never done anything for you. But we wondered, that's the same question we're going to ask for them. Because the Republican Party, they keep voting Republican across the South, and these are the poorest states, the worst educated states, the highest crime states. They always pointing at everybody else, talking Chicago, California. They love pointing at them, but then we look at their states, worse than education, worse than crime, poorest people, most people on aid. They states take, not give. Like California is a giving state. New York puts money towards the economy. Mississippi takes. Arkansas takes. Alabama takes. Kentucky takes. Nothing are they putting towards the fucking economy. Just losing. And all these states are filled with people who are on aid. But they get to somehow point at everyone else. Talk to everybody else and say, why are you voting Democrat still? What have they done for you? What have your state done for you? Y'all in last place in everything. Oh, it's true, buddy. You can say it's not true, but Kentucky, y'all are taking states. That's all y'all do is take. All the Democrat states are the ones that's putting forward towards the economy, putting more taxes towards it. I mean, California is like the sixth biggest economy in the world. And we sitting around talking about California when Arkansas ain't shit, Alabama ain't shit. And this isn't an insult toward those states. This is about understanding voting patterns, culture, identity, and messaging. We all know the only reason why people like Father Son 5907, who's fake, the only reason they vote Republican is culture issues. They're racist. Stop talking. How the fuck you gonna tell me what the fuck I need to talk about? You go talk about it if you want to. I'm gonna talk about what the fuck I want to. Fuck you mean? We ain't gonna talk about the states that the Republicans run. It's their states, right? It's a Republican run state with a Republican state Senate, a Republican state Congress. They run the whole state. Then y'all, what about black people? Well, the black people are in those states, and those states are shit. So whose fault is that if the Republicans are in charge of all the fucking states? It's just the black community's fault? Shut the fuck up, man. When you look at the data, a lot of states with the highest poverty rates are also the most conservative states. So today we're going to break it down. Why that happens. Not talking points, real analysis on why the Republicans keep voting and they're poor as fuck. Their states are horrible. Their education is horrible.
Exactly. But let's go ahead and start with some of those facts, because studies from Brookings University of Baltimore and others are showing something very interesting. Many Republican-led states have higher poverty rates, lower wages, less access to health care, lower union memberships, and less social spending altogether. But those same states will still vote Republican consistently across all elections. So the question is, why? Answer: it's not that simple. It's culture, it's identity, it's messaging, and it's history.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, the cultural issues versus economic issues. The Republican Party seems to focus on these cultural issues because the economics is something that they lose on consistently. The worst cities are not Democrat cities. You can try to say that all you want to, but who has control over the cities? The people who run the states. And the states with the highest crime are states that are run by Republicans. Most cities are diverse, so they are more democratic within those cities. But the city doesn't have as much power as the state Congress, the state Senate, and having a governor that's Republican. You can't blame a city for a state that gives out all the funds, set the curriculum for the entire state, sets the budgets for the states, give the cities the budgets that they're going to have, the investments they're going to have. The state and the state Senate, these are the people that the Congress are the people that are making these decisions. So this short-sighted view of trying to blame cities for their problems is disgusting.
When the cities are ran by the state.
It's ran by the state. And one of the biggest factors is cultural issues, because these people love to hate on others. They hate black people, they hate brown people, they hate gay people, they hate trans people. This is what they do. They hate, they hate, they hate. So these are the things that the Republican Party focus on, because they can fight down and look down on a different group, even though they're taking all their money and they're broke as hell in these red states. Republican messages focuses heavily on gun rights, religion, traditional values, patriotism, immigration, law and order. Those are the things that Republicans care about the most, instead of focusing on the economy, getting health care for everyone, making sure everyone can afford daycare, making sure everyone can afford rent. We're sitting around fighting about cultural dumbass issues because these are the things that they focus on. And for a lot of the voters, these issues feel more personal than economic policy because this is pushed to them on fake Fox News daily. Daily. You're lying, man.
Washington, D.C. is not a
It's
state.
not a state. That's why we know you're lying. Lying like Colorado has the state with the highest crime. Louisiana, dog, is the murder cap. You don't know what you're talking about, man. Missouri, Alabama, Louisiana. We know the states with the worst crime. And it definitely ain't Colorado. And it definitely ain't fucking Washington. Just make up shit, dog. It's
The highest crime state is Alaska.
gun. If you're talking about guns,
I'm just talking about crime, period.
That's
all crime. It says
Alaska.
Alaska
That's
has
not
the highest violent crime rate.
okay.
Other high crime rate states include New Mexico, Tennessee, Arkansas, and, like you said, Louisiana.
Louisiana, Tennessee, Arkansas. Like I just said, the South. They can sit there and try to make it up and try to make it something else. Nothing happens in Alaska.
And what he's referring to is when territories are included in those numbers. And let's just be real. Washington, D.C. is a territory when you're looking at crime numbers like that.
Man, it's not. We're looking at the numbers. And when we look at the states with the worst crime, they're Republican states. You can try to do whatever you want to do. But if someone feels like their culture is under attack, and that's the thing that they love to do nowadays, all our culture, they're trying to take our culture. They may vote based on that feeling instead of tax policies. Because the tax policies, when it comes to the Republican, only benefit the rich. No, Chicago, Detroit, New York, California. No, you're wrong. And Detroit is a city, my guy.
They're all
and
cities.
Chicago is a city, my guy. New York can be a city and a state.
Right.
But you're wrong. California is not up there. You're just wrong. Y'all need to go read something, man. So, church and family and tradition are a big part of the identity of Republicans, even though they vote for a known guilty felon and the person who's been accused of rape. He's in the Epstein files millions of times. So even if policy might hurt them economically, they may still support the party that feels closer to their values. And their values is racism and hate. Is it stupidity? I don't know. But that's their identity and that's their politics because their identity and politics are connected together for them.
Right. But another big factor is messaging about government. Republican campaigns often frame government programs as dependency, welfare creep, handouts. They also may frame them as you have a loss of freedom. And instead, they promote self-reliance. You're supposed to work hard, take care of yourself, not depend on the government for anything. But that message resonates in communities where independence is a core value. And even if those communities have actually yet to rely on federal programs, but because it's not about the actual program itself, they don't mind using them. It's about how the program is actually framed for them. And if you call it help, people will accept it. But if you call it welfare, those same individuals now reject that help.
Right.
They reject the assistance based off of the naming of that assistance.
That's real. That's real. And they hate it. They don't want to hear that their states are the worst for crime. They want to say Chicago. That's what they want. California. They are so focused on everybody else's states. They can't look at their own backyard. They can't look at Little Rock and all these places in Louisiana. That's horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Gun deaths everywhere, and when it comes to Republican states. They don't care about their own backyard. They just want to point at other people and blame everyone else. It doesn't matter that these cities that are bad are under Republican ran states. They want to point, oh, well, those are Democrat cities. It's in your state, and I'm not going to give you a pass by trying to put it off on the city who doesn't have as much power, like I said, as the state Senate and the state Congress or the governor. All these bad decisions in Missouri that fuck St. Louis. All these bad decisions making sure that the St. Louis County and St. Louis City is separate. So the white people don't have to help out the black people in the middle of the city. Now the city is ass, it's going to shit. All the taxes, because all the people who have money lives in the fucking county. Take all the tax money from the city and then be like, oh, look at those guys losing. Look at them, those blacks. It's amazing. It's amazing. Amazing. They ran from the cities, white flight from the cities. And then they're looking at the cities like, oh, look how bad it is. Yeah, it's bad. All the money has been taken. All the people have ran out of the city. Then you leave the people who are just broke, don't have an option to get out of there. That's what they're there, man. That's what happens. All these cities, man, I go back to St. Louis and seeing them falling apart because no one wants to put any money. No one cares. Anytime someone talks about investing in these places, they laugh. Oh, you're going to invest in East St. Louis? Ha ha. What are you going to do that for? No one wants to go there. The city's almost dead. Nobody's even there anymore. They leave. Everybody leaves. Everybody shits on the city, takes all the tax money from the city, and wonder how they're going to keep this city clean. How are they going to keep the city running? When all the money has been taken away from it and taken into the suburbs, moved out of the cities. Suburbs are doing great. No money is trickling into the cities, though. Oh, look, it's a crime there. The police have no money. It's insane. I mean, dog. And then these same people, they talk about, oh, you're crying. What do you think? How do you think the white communities became what they are? Do you think
Government handout?
Exactly. The government, the GI bills, all these bills that were made to help them to get homes, homesteading, that they were giving away land to people. Only thing you have to do is come out here and fortify the land and we'll give it to you. All these things that wasn't options given to black people, given to brown people or Asian people, given to y'all for y'all can get a hand up. Anybody else? Oh, look at you crying for a handout. What do you think you got?
All them government handouts Elon Musk getting worth billions of dollars every year in contracts.
Kill me, man. They kill me.
Just made this man a trillionaire with government handouts.
Look, I'll answer your question, Free Thought. No, I didn't support defunding the police. I didn't support it. I thought it was a dumb name. I thought it was stupid to name it that. I didn't agree. And I thought that it was going to automatically lose because of what you're calling it. Democrats do a bad job of labeling things. And I've said it for years. When they want to call something, they want to focus on something. They do dumb shit. Defund the police. Like what? What the fuck? That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. Now, the premise of what they were trying to do was trying to get more people in there that could help people with mental health and try not to send the police. Why didn't you talk about that instead of saying defund the police? They don't know how to package things They do a bad job of that, and Republicans do a better job, even though they're usually lying. But the way they package things on the Republican Party is it sells better than what the Democrats are trying to sell. Defund the police was dumb. Stupid ass idea. Now, like I'm going to say the idea was cool, but the way it was put in place and the way it was talked about was horrible. It was fucking stupid. What do you mean you're going to defund the police? Is crime down to zero? We still have crime, right? So we need the police, obviously. So that was dumb. That was dumb. And I just thought that they should package things better. That's not the mission, wasn't to defund the police. So why the fuck did you call it that? That's what I say about Democrats. They're so bad. They just do a bad job of labeling and packaging.
Their marketing is not.
It's horrible. It's horrid. What are you talking about? I mean, you're not doing a good job of putting something together that people can get behind by saying defund. Yeah, some of the people that are very progressive are going to be with you, but most Americans are middle of the ground, believe it or not. They know we need the police, but we also know that we need someone that's going to come with the police in a lot of these situations where the police overreact to people who have mental health issues and they just get shot up because the police don't understand how to handle these people. And that's what they were trying to do, but they didn't know how to package it well to sell it to the American public. But another big argument about Republicans make about this, man, is lower taxes, less regulation, more business, more jobs. And that idea sounds logical, man, but it doesn't seem to work out that way. If companies move in, people get hired. So voters are told we may not get those benefits though, but we'll create an opportunity. The problem is the results don't always match the promise. Some of the most pro-business states still has high poverty. Mm-hmm. High poverty. But the message stays powerful because people want opportunity more than assistance. And then these same people don't understand DEI. They're sitting there and tell, DEI isn't fair. But those words they just said to you, opportunity, that's all DEI is. Just an opportunity, man. No one wants assistance. No one wants government assistance except bums. You know how much of a bum you have to be to try to live off $200 and not work? You're a bum. That's no money. Unless you have a disability, you should be working. Unless you can't live in an area where you can't find a job, I'm not hearing any excuses. Like anyone else. Get a fucking job. But go ahead.
Yep. Here's another key factor in distrust of the federal government. Republican messaging often says, Washington doesn't understand you. Mm. The federal government is too big. States should decide. States' rights. Mm. The message hits hard in more of the rural communities because people feel like the decisions are being made far away. So when politicians say things like, we'll keep the government out of your life, that sounds appealing to those in those rural areas, even if the federal program might help them because freedom feels more important than a policy does to them.
Mm-hmm. Now we got a person from St. Louis, from the Central West End, part of the city. What's up with it, Purple Groovy? St. Louis just was hit by a tornado, and FEMA is still not helping in the city. Yeah, man.
Believe it or not, it's still helping.
Still not helping. It's still it's still helping. Well, I guess you could call it help. I've seen the people still struggling, and I haven't seen much help from FEMA. I've seen a lot of different people doing things to raise money for the people in St. Louis that are struggling. And I thought that FEMA and what FEMA has done has been just disgusting.
Mhm.
Most of those people are still living in places they some of them are living in the backyards of their homes. We got people living in trailers. A lot of people in the community has tried to help people, but FEMA has been non-existent, and it's been horrid to see how a lot of states have been done by the Trump administration, telling people they're not going to get the money, and it's crazy to see what's going on there. I just don't understand what FEMA is doing, and these states, especially Missouri and these southern Republican states, they don't have the money, man. They don't have the money, and these places are just in a bad situation, and FEMA is not coming to help. FEMA is not. I mean, I just don't think the help has been adequate. I have to disagree with you. I don't feel the help is being adequate. How many people are still struggling in St. Louis after the tornadoes? And the shit was like 2 years ago, a year ago, and people are still struggling. That is not adequate help. So I have to disagree. I have to disagree, man. It's too many people still living, and it still looks like the tornado just went through yesterday. The
Mhm.
last time I looked at photos of the areas, people still got tarps over their roofs. Like it's not good. But lastly, we want to talk about the political identity. And this might be the biggest factor because people are going to hold on to being a Republican because this is what their dad was, and this is what Pops was, and this is what our family is. And we're just Republicans, and we're going to keep voting Republican regardless of how bad it is, how many tax breaks are given to the rich. Political identity becomes part of who you are, not just who you vote. They live to be Republicans. MAGA is their life. Family votes Republican. Church votes Republican. The community votes Republican. Everyone. And you start feeling like you're a part of the group and everybody's Republican and they all feel like, yeah. And when I first got to Arizona, it was like that here. And it's been broken up a lot, and that's why it's pretty much a purple type state.
Mhm.
But when I first got here, all these people, we've been Republicans forever. We're Republicans. FEMA says it won't pay to demolish a majority. Exactly. Thank you. FEMA says it won't pay to demolish a majority of the tornado damaged properties in St. Louis. They openly said they're not going to even help. And y'all can sit around and fake and act like FEMA's doing something, but we can get the information, and they saying they not doing shit. That's why the places are still standing with tarps. They won't do anything. And Missouri has been Republican for I don't know how long. And what happens? Like always. So to them, switching parties feels like switching sides, switching families, trading on your people. And people don't like feeling like they're betrayed their group or their people or their homies. So they're going to keep voting Republican no matter how bad Missouri is.
Mhm.
This happens on both sides. I'm not saying it don't happen on the Democrat side, but I feel like Democrats get hurt because a lot of the Democrats go independent, and they are independent. And the coalition of voters that's coming together for the Democrat is fragile. But I think the Republicans, there's like it's sold into their blood that they're Republican. And you hate every other group. You hate brown people. You hate the natives. You hate Asians. You hate black people, gay people. This is part of being in the church. You hate everybody. And that's why, a lot of people call y'all fake religious people because you hate everyone. And most people that are supposed to be the teachings of Jesus was to love everyone. But the Republicans, they hate people. They hate people openly hate everybody. And it's, this is the kind of outcomes that we get in this country when people just straight up hate. Politics becomes their culture. The hate becomes their culture. They don't care about the economic policies. They don't care how broke their state is. They don't care that they can't afford gas. As long as that border is closed and we have no more brown people coming in,
Yep.
they're happy.
But it's all in their media and their messaging, because that's where everything lies for them, because that's what matters most for them. Because if Republicans are very consistent with their messaging, freedom, faith, family, jobs, and America. Simple messages for them. Stick to the pole like your tongue on the light pole in the wintertime. But Democrats often talk about policy details. They go in more depth about the policies and the plans that they have or want to put in place. Healthcare plans, tax credits, budgets, programs, things like that. Those don't hit emotionally the same way as the messaging for Republicans. But people vote with emotion first, not logic.
Yeah, man. You would think economic hardship would change votes, but it doesn't. People still keep voting the same. And I say the same for the Democrats. A lot of Democrats in a lot of Democrat cities, people keep voting Democrat. And those things are because maybe, how they look at the Republican Party and they see like, dang, man, we're not going to vote for these people who hate everyone. And the Democratic Party in that area may be doing a bad job. And we've seen that because it's not just Republicans that do a bad job. Democrats do a bad job too. And we've seen it doesn't matter what side you're on. The corruption can take you over. We've seen the corruption in mayors in East St. Louis for I don't know how long. All these people sit around and they get into office and they get in there. They like, oh, I'm going to stop the stealing. I'm going to stop the fraud and I'm stop all this. And they get in there and they do the same shit. Steal, take. And it's Democrats, black people, white people, all type people. They get in there and they get the power and they cannot stop the corruption. They let the corruption take them over. And who lose? We lose. I don't care, man. I don't care what I'm trying to find politicians that actually care about the people. Yeah, Kevin Cavs, that's something that's been going around big right now. Anybody that's taking money from these APAC groups, they are going out and letting people know who is taking money from these people. And they're suggesting not to vote for these people. Because we don't want anyone that's owned by Israel anymore. Because Israel, the way they're making decisions, their decision making is about their God and their Bible and their book. They're Zionist. And they want us to die and fight for their war so they can get back their holy land that the God said that they're supposed to have because they're the I'm not dying for no shit like that. And I don't want my kids or anybody else's kids dying for that stupid shit. That sounds crazy. People dying because you think that God said, like, get the fuck out of here, bro.
Because you think your religion is the best religion. Or
get
the right
out of
religion.
Here, man. Get out of here, dog. I'm not with it. I don't hate Israel, man. I just hate what they're about right now. And I really don't understand why so many Christians are so for it. Jews don't respect the Bible. They don't even believe Jesus existed. They don't believe Jesus could be a holy person. They laughing at y'all.
Right.
And y'all
watch MAGA say and do awful things and then quote a Bible verse.
Man, they love doing that. Israel hating is evil. Nah, man, hell nah. No group is against being talked about. No book, no group can withhold being held accountable for their actions. I don't care who the hell you are. Israel, I don't give a fuck. They're no better than you, me, no one. If they do something that's fucked up, we can call it out. Oh, we can't say anything bad about Israel. Get the fuck out of here. The way they did those people in Gaza killing little babies, the way they just, indiscriminately just bomb places because they feel like it. Disgusting, man. Disgusting stuff. The Jews don't believe in Jesus, but you're sitting here talking about that you can't talk bad about them. Make me understand that. You telling me that I can't, because I don't believe in Jesus, I can't say certain things. The whole Israel, their whole belief system doesn't believe Jesus was anything. You do know that, right? They don't believe in Jesus. They don't think he was they don't think that he was a fucking God. They think he was just a regular person, and people cannot be gods to them. That is what's in their text. They don't believe in your religion, dog. While you're sitting here ready to die for theirs, they're laughing at you. It's craziness. I would agree with you, Kev. We don't have to ride with these people regardless of what. No, I'm not with it. And I don't understand why so many on the Republican Party are. Most of the people that are Jewish in America are Democrat. But in Israel, they're all conservative. Most of them, I'm not gonna say all, most, they're conservative. That's why Trump, like, people in Israel love me, but the Jews in America hate me. I don't understand. Different way of thinking, man. That's real, Captain Homer. You're right. All gods are man-made. All of them are man-made. A lot of people don't like when I say things like that, but it's the truth. It's all made up by some human. Before we grasp the understanding of what the universe is. And now we're telling people that they need to die for these things, and get out of here, man. It's craziness. Voting isn't just about money, man. It's about identity, trust, culture, and fear. And also hope. Because the Republican Party, they give these people the hope that they're going to shit on the black people. They're going to take out all of the Mexicans. Your life is going to be great. And they love that. They give them a hope that they can have a better tomorrow. That's what they live by. Even though time after time, they've seen these tax cuts since the 80s. Trickle-down economics have not trickled down in Kentucky, in Appalachia, West Virginia, all these places where we see white people suffering badly. They're not getting help. But they can look down on someone else and look at those illegals, get them out of here. So it's a tough situation. They're not going to vote differently, though. And then, like I said, since the 80s, tax breaks for the rich hasn't worked. We give them tax breaks and incentives every chance we get. Incentives to come to your town, incentives to hire people. We give them tax breaks on state, all type state taxes. States are offering so many things to get them people to come there and spend their money and hire people. Then we give them state tax breaks for the government. CEOs are making 200 times more than the workers. The rich are getting it, man. They're getting all the money. We got 5 people with everything. And we just keep breaking our neck to give them more. And whichever party speaks to the feelings is the party that wins. It should be about economics, man. Go ahead.
But today wasn't just about saying that one side is right. It was about understanding why people vote the way they do. Because poor states voting Republican isn't a mystery when you look at culture, identity, and messaging. Politics is emotional before it's economic. And until you understand that, you don't understand American elections.
It's real. That is real, man. We all see it. We all know the situation and how it's going down. We all see how they mix in these cultural issues, talking about who's in what bathroom and people are illegal and all the people they blame things like the mortgage rates that the rich people control on immigrants. Like that, we had this guy in here. He's 81% of those immigrants, they're on aid, some type of government stuff. And then they also get blamed for buying up all the housing. How are they doing these things at the same time? If they're broke and they need government aid, how are they buying up all the houses and messing up the housing economy? How are they messing up the housing market? How does that make sense? Like, it's dumb shit, man. People that's nowhere near the border sitting around crying, talking about migrants that made their life bad. It's just goofiness. I mean, it's so goofy. We see all these companies buying up houses all through these cities, man. We see these companies, these bed, you know what they call them? Everybody get them.
Bed Bath and Beyond.
No.
Bath and Body Works.
The housing, when the people rent the house. I forget the company name, but anyway.
Airbnbs.
Yeah, Airbnb. Those are being bought out. We got cities complaining how Airbnb owned almost every house is owned by Airbnb. And we sitting around and we talking about the migrants are the problem. Why these people own everything. Can't even get a house because they're trying to make it a hotel. Corporations buying everything. Even Trump floated the idea to stop corporations from taking all of the housing, buying up all the housing. Corporations are taking it all, man. And who are they telling you the blame is? Migrants, immigrants, illegals. That's the problem. It's the illegals. They're the ones that are making it bad. Like, I can't believe people would even listen to that. But they're the same people that's online sitting around telling everybody else they're dumb, where they fall for stupid shit like it's the immigrants' fault. When housing is being bought up and they doing everything they can to shit out cities, making it difficult to even own a home. It's goofy. Now we're going to get into some clips, man. Show you some stuff that's been going on this week, man. Let's see. What's the first clip? Let's see, man. Gonna run a series of clips right now because the situation with Iran, Israel, and the United States is getting more and more dangerous by the day. We've seen 150, I think they said, military personnel have been hurt. I think it's up to 8 that have been killed. It might be more than that with the 6 that died in the plane crash. So I think it's up to like 12, 13. 13 people's lives have been killed, have been lost because Trump wants to get a distraction from the Epstein files. Terrible, man. Terrible stuff. And what you're about to see shows how close we've been to this war before and how divided people are right now and how this conflict could affect everything from gas prices to global stability. It's a bad decision to go into this war right now. Some of these clips are from politicians, some from foreign officials, some from reporters, but together they tell a story. But let's start with something former Secretary of State Anthony Blinken revealed, that the U.S. almost went to war with Iran years ago. There we go. Yep.
Back during the Obama administration, the Israelis were pushing President Obama to take military action against Iran, and were warning that they would do it themselves if he didn't. And he wouldn't, because he thought the better way to get at the nuclear program, which is what we were focused on, was through very muscular diplomacy backed up by very, very strong sanctions that we rallied the world to put in place. And then we got the Iran nuclear agreement. In the days after the October 7th attack on Israel, the horrific attack on Israel by Hamas, the Israelis were insisting that in the north, Hezbollah from Lebanon was about to attack, and they wanted to strike preemptively against Hezbollah. And President Biden said, "Look, we're with you. We'll always be with you in defending Israel. And if you're attacked, we're there. But we're not there if you're going to start something." And we came within about 30 minutes of having a war in the north based on bad information that the Israelis had about an imminent attack from Hezbollah. We were able to avert that. But Biden was very insistent. We're not going to do something that you initiate, that you start. It's very different than defending Israel when it's been attacked. I can't speak to what the dynamic was this time. I heard that. Then it was walked back. The president said it was the other way around. There's been a shifting rationale, a shifting explanation for why this, why now. And again, that's why it's so important to have ideally laid this out before the American people and our partners and allies. We might have had less friction with them if there was a compelling case to be made, to make sure that we laid that out in advance and had them with us on the takeoff, not mid-flight or on the land.
Now, he talked about two presidents that stood up to Israel, made sure that we don't go to an unnecessary war. All of the presidents that stood up and said, no, there are better ways to get things done. Obama was able to use diplomacy to put in place rules and laws to be able to go into Iran, check out their facilities and see if they have nuclear weapons or any way to produce nuclear weapons. Trump decided to rip that up. He didn't want to listen to that. So this is where we are now, where we have a person who couldn't figure out a way to get things done.
But let's go ahead and start with former Secretary of State Anthony Blinken, who revealed that U.S. almost went.
That already.
Oh, you already played that one?
But you can go ahead, though.
The clip U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent was abruptly pulled from a live interview after being told that the president wants you right away. And after returning, his voice was notably shaken.
Yeah.
Let's wonder why. Let's go ahead and play that clip.
Which one? Go down. Bessent.
Yep.
There we go.
I listened to you on the.
The president wants you. Sorry, the president wants you right away.
Oh, okay. Okay. No problem at all. See you shortly, Mr. Secretary.
You can work that in.
Mr. Secretary, I have to say, it's a first, I'm sure a last as well, that an interviewee's been pulled away to go to the Situation Room. How was the president? Was he stressed?
No, the president is in great spirits. The Iranian mission is proceeding well ahead of schedule, and I have to tell you, Wilf, that I've a teenager who's considering military service, and I could give this team my highest compliment, from President Trump to the head of the Joint Chiefs to the Secretary of War. I would say that I would trust my child's life in their hands.
Woo! That's a bold statement.
But yeah, it's ridiculous, man. You could tell he talked to Trump and he kind of changed his whole demeanor. And we know, we like you said in the first video, we watched Israel try to pressure Obama into launching strikes on Iran, and they warned that they would attack themselves if the U.S. didn't. Yep. And go ahead.
And he said that they were about 30 minutes away from war.
30 minutes.
30 minutes.
So, I mean, that shows how fast these situations can spiral. Obama chose diplomacy instead of bombing, and that decision probably prevented a regional war at that time. Yep. A smarter president making better decisions.
Yep. But now we're back to the same kind of situation again under Trump.
Ridiculous.
But, Lindsey Graham said that he's with Israel.
Yeah, man, let's roll this clip that it tells you a lot, man. When a U.S. senator says, I'm with Israel until my dying day, people start asking, where does American interest end and another country's interest begins?
Mm-hmm.
God, yeah, I think it's that one.
So I just want to say I feel good about the Republican Party. I feel good about where we're going as a nation. We're killing all the right people and we're cutting your taxes. Trump is my favorite president. We've run out of bombs. We didn't run out of bombs in World War II.
Oh, that ain't the one. It's another one that has him. Yeah, there you go.
All the anti-Semites to all the isolationists, I don't believe. Forget it. I'm not with you. I'm with Israel. I will be with Israel to our dying day. They're the best ally we could hope for. So we have a commander-in-chief in President Trump, who I think is Ronald Reagan plus.
Ronald Reagan plus.
Fuck out of here, man. He's a lying piece of shit. And it's just crazy to hear these guys talk like that about Israel. We have a lot of people that are our allies. Trump seems to shit on them daily and doesn't care. Canada, Britain. I mean, but Israel, no one can say anything bad about them. It's man, I Lindsey Graham, dude, I cannot wait till South Carolina votes in someone else. I am sick of this dude. Graham is a piece of shit, warmonger, who's sitting here celebrating as kids are going to be dying, talking about how great it is that they running out of bombs. Like, I don't understand how you people are for these motherfuckers. It's amazing. Reagan was a 10-time better president than fucking Trump.
Exactly.
And I don't agree with a lot of shit that Reagan did, but he was a much better speaker, much better orator, a much better leader than Trump. The worst president ever. But foreign policy is supposed to be about American interests, not Israel's.
Mm-hmm.
Not emotional loyalty. And that's why this debate is getting so heated, man. There's so many people in this country who are just 100% pro-Israel, and they're putting Israel's fucking policies and what they want before America.
But, an Australian senator is now calling Trump's war criminal. You don't hear language like this often from allied countries. And calling a U.S. president a fascist war criminal, that just shows you how controversial this war is globally.
Mm-hmm.
And it also shows you that it isn't just America and Iran. It involves allies, NATO partners, and the whole region.
Yeah,
so let's go ahead and roll that clip.
Should be one Australia.
Yep, there you go.
I mean, aren't you embarrassed? This is the guy you've hitched us to at the hip. I mean, he is a fascist, war criminal, fantasist, and you have hitched our country at the hip to him through AUKUS, through your obsequious toadying of the war criminals Trump and Netanyahu and their illegal war. It is humiliating, it's embarrassing, and it's degrading for our country.
Very embarrassing for our country.
It's embarrassing. Embarrassing. And everybody who voted for this piece of shit Trump should be embarrassed. But they're not.
They're not.
They're sitting on here talking about what somebody else's IQ while you voted for the dumbest president ever. Dumb. Dumb as fuck, dog. Think you smarter than someone. You don't know shit. Shut the fuck up, dog. You've been on here for 2 hours talking shit. Go away.
And a lot of his comments have been the same.
He's just a dumb fuck, man. He get on my nerves. And he's here every fucking episode talking shit. I've ignored most of the shit his dumb ass say. But this is the part that people need to hear. We know that Trump voters won't change their mind, but the rest of the world is 100% this stupid ass war. 100%. These people are against these wars. And Iran is saying they're ready to fight. They're ready to go for a long war. Trump is talking about sending Marines, sending group troops. And they're saying diplomacy might be over. They're not ready to hear or talk to Trump. Now, Trump and his administration talking about it's going to be a short war, it's not going to be long, but everything keeps escalating. Now we're about to have ground troops go in there. Because once diplomacy is ended, the only option left are military, and that's where we're at right now. And all these people are okay with all these kids dying and getting killed over this dumb shit. It's not even worth what we're seeing right now.
Yep. Exactly. But this is something that a lot of Americans are feeling. We always hear that there is no money for schools. We don't have any money for health care. And it costs too much to give veterans money also. But somehow we got money for dumbass bombs. And that's why wars always become a political issue at home.
Yep.
And Tupac said it best. Money for war, but can't feed the poor.
Yep.
And America at this point right now is proving that exact sentiment. Trump
By these
says,
people.
Take health care away.
Right.
Take SNAP benefits away. Give more money to the war.
Yeah, man, we know that you guys cried every day that we tried to help out Ukraine. You cried, we don't want any wars. We should be America first. That's what y'all cried for 4 years. We don't want any money going to Ukraine. Just let Russia take it. But all of a sudden, you care about Iranian people and their freedom. For 4 years, you didn't give a fuck about Ukraine. You didn't care if Ukraine fell. You don't care if they fall now. We're doing nothing to help Ukraine, but we're going to spend all this money to free our Iranian people?
Right.
What? It's so fucking stupid. Y'all are telling us no new wars, no war. We don't want to spend money helping people anymore. But all of a sudden, the Iranian people have went to the top, and we care so much about them and what's going on with their freedom. Oh, for 47 years, they've been bad. Now we care about our... Man, get the fuck out of here. How bad has Russia been for I don't know how many years? Are we trying to go after war with them? Obviously not. Oh, how the fuck can you sit... Ukraine is getting attacked by Russia. Yeah, you're supposed to help them out. And then we also promised them we would help them. Like, it's so fucking stupid. And then y'all sitting there saying, oh, fuck Ukraine. We want to help Iran. Like, what? It makes zero fucking sense. And we were spending a minuscule amount of money compared to what we're spending right now in Iran. Billions a day. The money was minuscule that we was sending to fucking Ukraine to help them out. But y'all was crying about it daily. Y'all didn't want any money going to Ukraine. But tell me, how is it different going to Iran, a place that they don't give a fuck about us? At least Ukraine is our fucking someone we're cool with. Why can't Europe help out Iran? Why do we have to be the ones to help them? We're supposed to help out Ukraine because we had deals with them. We had deals with Ukraine. We told them if they get rid of their nuclear weapons, we would protect them. You don't remember that, huh? Don't remember that, huh? We were sending weapons to Ukraine. The amount of money we spent for say what?
I was just going to go ahead and give you those numbers here. As of December 31st of 2025, Congress has made available $188 billion in spending related to the war in Ukraine.
Fucking Hexef just spent that on lobsters the other day.
Since the Hamas attack in 2023, the U.S. has provided at least $21.7 billion in military aid
daily
to Israel.
Fuck out of here. All the money we sending to Israel all the time. None of y'all have a problem with that. We got to protect Israel. Y'all don't have a problem with that, spending money with them. I don't understand why y'all don't care about Ukraine so much. Because y'all love Russia? Y'all Russian operatives now? Like, it makes zero sense, man. Let's go into this video of Caroline Levitt talking about gas prices, man. She says gas prices will go down after the operation. But no one knows how long the operation is going to go on. Wars in the Middle East usually make oil go up, not down. And that's exactly what Iran is warning the U.S. about. Mm-hmm. Go ahead and play it, Caroline Levitt.
President Trump will not allow rogue Iranian terrorists to stop the freedom of navigation and the free flow of energy. Let me be clear. It is a good thing to wipe out terrorists who indiscriminately target civilians and attempt to hold the global economy hostage. And President Trump should be commended for doing so. As the president made unequivocally clear to the remaining elements of this terrorist regime in his statement yesterday, if they do anything to stop the flow of oil or goods within the Strait of Hormuz, they will be hit by the world's most powerful military 20 times harder than they have been hit thus far. Moving forward, the stated objectives for Operation Epic Fury remain the same. Destroy the terrorist regime's ballistic missiles, raise their Iranian missile industry to the ground, ensure their terrorist proxies can no longer destabilize the region, and ensure that Iran never obtains a nuclear weapon. President Trump remains confident these goals will be accomplished in swift fashion. As for the oil, President Trump fully expected the rogue Iranian regime to try and disrupt the global markets. That's why President Trump and his energy team have been planning for this long before the strike and have moved quickly to address these temporary disruptions. Thus far, the Trump administration has offered political risk insurance to tankers operating in the Gulf. The Treasury temporarily waived certain oil-related sanctions, and the Commander-in-Chief has offered the U.S. Navy to escort tankers when necessary. The president and his energy team are closely watching the markets, speaking with industry leaders, and the U.S. military is drawing up additional options following the president's directive to continue keeping the Strait of Hormuz open. I will not broadcast what those options look like, but just know the president is not afraid to use them. Rest assured to the American people, the recent increase in oil and gas prices is temporary, and this operation will result in lower gas prices in the long term. Once the national security objectives of Operation Epic Fury are fully achieved, Americans will see oil and gas prices drop rapidly, potentially even lower than they were prior to the start of the operation. And we will live in a world where Iran can no longer threaten the United States or our allies with a nuclear bomb.
Hey, you stupid bastard. Father, son, you're dumb as fuck, dog. Yes, we're going to send money to help Ukraine. They are getting attacked. Do you understand the difference? We are attacking Iran. They are getting attacked. It is two different things, you stupid fuck. We are spending $1 billion a day in Iran.
Right.
Y'all cried, and like I said, we spent $100 billion in 8 years to Ukraine. They war been going on for 4 or 5 years now. That is minuscule money compared to $1 billion a day. We will pass that in a couple months. How don't I know simple math? You send it to $1 billion a day, it's going to pass a $93 to $100 billion in 90 days. Pretty fast, it will pass them. They have been waging that war for 4 years. We have not spent a way. Now, for you to think that we're going to go to full-blown war with someone, our troops, our everything, and it's going to cost us less money than sending money to Ukraine for them, you sitting there saying, I don't understand simple math. Your dumb ass don't understand simple math. We are waging this war ourselves, not sending fucking missiles and sending dollars to help out Ukraine. It's simple math. We're going to spend way more in this war than the Ukraine would ever cost us, especially if this shit keeps going on. It's stupid for you to sit here and say, oh, well, it cost us more. No, it didn't. $1 billion a day, you fucking idiot, is a lot more than 100 million in 4 years. I mean, the math, you just look at that. It's pretty simple.
$100 million for 4 years versus
$1 billion a day.
$1 billion
a day
per day.
And you're trying to tell me it's the same? Fuck out of here.
$1 million is now more than $1 billion?
It's crazy.
Since when?
When?
Do you not know how to add zeros?
You don't know how to do shit except be a racist fuck. Shut the fuck up, man.
And to account, to add to that, as of March 12th, we have spent over $11.3 billion
on
in
dumbass war.
unbudgeted direct expenditures in just the first 6 days alone of this war. Costs include roughly $5.6 billion in munitions for the first 2 days alone, which total expenses exceeding $1 billion per day.
I know. We don't understand the difference between millions and billions. I know. You're right. You're so smart, bro. You got it, dog. Billions ain't more than millions. We know. You're so smart. Fuck out of here, man.
And we've lost over $600 million in equipment in the first week. Now we're going to have to spend extra money to replace that lost equipment.
Exactly. If oil hits $200 a barrel, which it looks like it's going to, the entire world economy changes.
Gas prices, food prices, shipping, inflation, you name it. Everything gets more expensive.
That is why the Gulf matters so much. All of this shit matters. Trump doesn't know about the school strike. He act like he doesn't know anything about it. After they looked into it and found out Tomahawk missiles only come from Americans, and it was us that did it.
Father, son, it's 11.8. You got that completely wrong. We've only sent $188 million to Ukraine versus the $1 billion that we're spending per day in Iran.
He said we spent them $180 billion. No, it's million, dumb fuck.
Million. You're the dumb fuck.
You're the stupid motherfucker. You the one that don't know how to add
or read.
Neither of those things. So let's go ahead and see this a video. A reporter asked about a strike on the school, and the president says he doesn't know anything about it. After talking about it a few days ago, now all of a sudden he doesn't know anything, and it's the last one, Trump.
Report shows a new report says that the military investigation has found that the United States struck the school in Iran. As commander-in-chief, do you take responsibility for that?
That is what?
As commander-in-chief, do you
for what?
For the strike on the school in Iran? A new report says the military investigation has found it was the United States that struck the school.
I don't know about it.
Are you the president? How do you respond to
Dog, this dude here, man, don't know shit.
Nothing.
Doesn't matter, man. Doesn't matter at all. This dude is never, ever, ever going to take responsibility for anything that happens. They killed all these damn kids. They trying to put it on Iran, saying that they blew up their own kids. It's insane, man. It's insane. But this is what he's going for, though. Regardless of what y'all say, if this goes on any longer, it's going to be a lot more. You're right. It was 180 billion that they were sent. But like I said, this war goes on a little bit, we will pass that really fast. 11 billion is only the first few days. If this goes on any longer, it will cost us way more than what it costs to send to Ukraine. Regardless. It's common sense. Yes, we helped them out, but we said we were going to help out Ukraine. They are getting attacked and their country is trying to be taken over. I don't know why you guys are so into getting those people taken over. I don't understand why y'all want Ukraine done. Y'all want Russia to take over Ukraine, but you care about the well-being of the Iranian people. So when you're commander in chief, people expect you to know. But anytime Trump's run into a situation where he is looking like he has done something wrong, the first thing he says is, we don't know. We don't know. He knows. He know they fucked up. They thought that this building was still ran by terrorists, so they tried to blow it up and didn't realize that it was a school now. They fucked up. And they're not going to own what they did or say what they did was incorrect. They're just going to kill little kids and try to go on and just talk tough. Talk tough. It's not strategy, man. It's politics. And this is the way it's going on. Real people's lives are being affected. Now we're going to go to this next clip of punk ass Pete Hegseth. And if exports on war law are leaving the administration, that's not normal, man. But people are packing up their bags and they're leaving this administration. The rules of engagement exist to protect civilians. When those rules get loosened, casualties go up and we see more kids dying. Yeah, it should be one of. Did I not bring it in? Yeah, I guess so.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
No, this ain't it, but it's cool. Play this.
Just to clarify for your benefit, Senator Jill Brand, you did not mean to say that we had targeted a school.
That a missile hit a school.
No, but it's the word targeting.
Yes,
that,
of course.
That you did not mean.
How we chose a target that turned out to be a school, albeit next to a appropriate target of a naval base. But the fact that it is chosen as a target, I'd like to know, and I hope that we can have an open hearing on this, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Senator.
It was a Tomahawk missile, man. I don't know. I mean, that the American came out with their own report and said it was a Tomahawk missile.
Yep.
So it's nothing to even talk about. It's a Tomahawk. This is real. This is what happened. And it's just bad that we're going to try to make excuses for the American government. And all these kids were killed, man. Kids. We all should be upset about that. But let's talk to this, play this clip of Jim Jordan being caught on a war claim. It was just go ahead, roll the clip. Jim just should say Jordan on it. There you go.
President Trump makes decisions. President Trump makes decisions that are in the best interest of our country. President Trump does what he said he would do. He told the American people he'd secure the border. He did. He told him he'd cut taxes. He did.
He told
and
them
he
that
told
he wouldn't
the
start
American
any
people
new
he'd
wars.
make sure this regime didn't get nuclear capability, and he's making sure that is going to happen, that they do not get that capability in any way, shape, or form, because that would be, as Senator Graham said, what I think would be devastating for the price of oil and for all kinds of other reasons. That would be a bad outcome.
So you talked a little bit there about what the president said. I want to show you some of the things he said on the campaign trail and even before he ended up on the presidential campaign trail. Let's watch.
Our president will start a war with Iran because he has absolutely no ability to negotiate.
We should have never been in Iraq. We have destabilized the Middle East.
We more and more are not wanting to be the policemen of the world. I will expel the warmongers from our national security state. We're going to end these endless wars, endless wars.
They're drafting you to go and fight in some country that I've never heard. They said, he will start a war. I'm not going to start a war. I'm going to stop wars.
I'm not going to start a war. I'm going to stop wars. How is that an example of President Trump doing what he said he was going to do?
Casey, he tried to. Go listen to the interview Mark Levin had with Steve Witkoff. They tried to negotiate with Iran, with the largest state sponsor of terrorism. They were willing to sit down with him, try to figure this out, try to negotiate, and they could tell from those quote negotiations that Iran was committed to pursuing and getting a nuclear weapon, and they said there is no other alternative. Listen to that interview from the guy who was in the room with the people who run that country, or who did run that country. So that is why President Trump has done more than all the presidents combined. So, you know, Carter, Reagan, Bush, Clinton, Bush, Biden, Obama, all the presidents combined in stopping. He's done more to stop Iran from getting this capability than all those other presidents combined. And he is also doing what he said on this.
Boy, these people just say anything. Obama negotiated a deal for people to come onto Iran's bases and look at their nuclear weapons. How in the hell has Trump, who is attacking them, done more? How does that equate? We were able to look at their weapons, bring in people and test everything. A group was going there, making sure that they don't have nuclear. Now we don't have any idea what they're doing, and we're bombing them. And you're saying we're in a better position? Jordan, just say anything for Trump. Those are all lies. We're not in a better situation if we're bombing them. We had a diplomatic answer for the problem. He ripped it up, throw it down the toilet. And what happens? We're in war. People are dying. 1979 has nothing to do with this. We didn't go to war with them in the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, 30 years we didn't go to war with Iran. Why the fuck would we go now in 2026? How stupid is that, dog? Stupid shit. Y'all can keep on making an excuse you want, but the excuses doesn't make any. You're saying, oh, we spent $188 billion on Ukraine and it's only been $11 billion so far. If the war ends today, then it won't be more than what we've given to them. But Ukraine has also bought $67 billion of equipment from us. So we were making money while also giving money. So yeah, we spent the $188 billion on them, helping them out, but we are supposed to. We took away their fucking nuclear weapons and told them we would protect them if Russia came after them. We're not going to keep our word, but we're going to go in and we're going to go in and take out Iran. Sharia law. Well, Sharia law is not a problem that we have in America, but the Republicans are trying their best to do that. Trying their best to do that, trying their best to make it like we're dealing with Sharia law every day. It's lies. It's not a problem. Iran was not hurting us or attacking us at all. I don't know how many fucking ships they got. Trump says they destroyed them all. They destroyed their Navy and everything else. He said that he destroyed their capabilities to make nukes, but we're still fighting them. Make that make sense. He said Trump avoided wars. Nope, he ain't avoiding shit. He's bombed 7 countries since he's been in there. It's disgusting stuff, man. We got the next clip, man. You want to do it?
Yeah, I guess. Go ahead and sometimes politicians don't even know what's in the laws that they're actually supporting. And that's scary because when those laws affect voting rights on war powers, that's just blatantly crazy, don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
So let's go ahead and roll this clip of Senator Cornyn speaking on the SAVE Act.
It should be on there. There it is.
So I don't understand how it could disenfranchise millions of Americans, and maybe he would explain.
I'm happy to. Thank you for that question, because I think all of us should be aware of the fact
of what is required by this act when it comes to registering to vote. You have to present identification, correct? But your driver's license, which most people use in the course of business every single day, is not acceptable. What is acceptable is a passport. 50% of Americans do not have a passport. Those who want to obtain it so they can vote will pay $186 and wait 3 or 4 weeks for that to happen. Secondly, you can use a birth certificate, but then a person who has changed their name as a result of a marriage or a hyphenated relationship has to find not only their birth certificate, but some correction of it to prove that they're eligible to register to vote. It's estimated that 9% of the voters in America do not have the identification required by this bill. It means ultimately that those people will not be voting. And I think that is the ultimate goal of this administration.
One last question. Those are all matters that could be addressed by amendments to the bill itself if we get on the bill, correct?
When's the last time we
That's the entire That's the entire basis of the bill. So no, it's not going to be amended. That's a stupid ass question.
Right.
The bill is horrible from the fucking jump, and it needs to be fucking trashed. You're trying to tell people that they got to have a passport. A passport. Like, it makes zero fucking sense, man. And all the people online, the only thing they're saying, it's you need an ID. We're not even talking about fucking ID. Because you already need an ID to fucking vote. That's not what we're talking about. The SAVE Act wants to make people prove that they are citizens by showing a birth certificate or a fucking passport. Voter ID is already a must, you dumb fucks. It's pretty smart. Nobody fucking lied. Shut up, dog. You a loser. Damn. I said it was 180 billion. What else do you want to fucking say it? We're talking about something else, man. Move on. I still say the same thing. We're spending $1 billion a day. We are getting no benefits like we did from Ukraine, who was buying ammunition and military equipment from us. If this war goes on for 3 months, we will surpass that fast. And the amount of money we sent them was over. This war has been going on for 4 years. We haven't spent that much as the money we're going to spend in this war. That was my whole point. Fuck. So, I mean, we got confusion about civilian targets. People start losing trust, man. Especially when the president acts like he doesn't know anything about it. All these clips together show something important. War isn't just about missiles. It's about politics, alliances. What do you mean I'm lying about voter ID? What is it to lie about, dog? You have to have an ID to vote. You motherfuckers keep... In California, that's not true. You have to have an ID to vote. All right, man. So tell me how in California, if you don't have to identify yourself to vote. How do they know which district you are from? Do they just look at you and be like, you're in District 45, I guess, so just vote wherever you want? That's the way it works in California? That's what you're trying to fucking tell me? Like, y'all just say stupid shit, dog. It makes no sense. Yes, dog. Okay, please explain to me, how does California know what district you're in if they don't identify you? How do they know what district you're in? How do they know?
How do they know which polling station you need to go to?
That's what I'm saying, for the district. How do they know that if they don't fucking ID the person? How do they know if they are able to vote in that area if they don't identify them? Answer the question. Fuck, dog. Dumb as fuck, man. They say stupid shit. Every single state, you have to have an ID to register to vote, man. You have to have an ID. I wish you guys would stop talking about it. because you have to have an ID. That is already known. That is common fucking sense. Everybody knows that. You have to have an ID to vote. It's common sense. Anybody who doesn't know that either hasn't voted or they haven't paid attention. You have to know the district. You vote in districts. You can vote on the county, the district, and the district that you're in, District 3, 5, 7. How are you going to put the people in charge in that district if they have no idea what district you live in because they didn't even ID you? I mean, think about that, man. You're not going to, how are you going to know who voted for who if you're just guessing who they are and where they're from? You can't do that. We know, man. We know. They just keep saying nonsense, man. They want this law and enacted, and they just don't know. They're going to disenfranchise themselves from being able to vote.
Yep, exactly.
That's what's going to happen.
Because and it's already happening. Joshua Bogdan, who was born and raised in the United States, had only left the United States once, and that was to go to Canada to go see the Niagara Falls when he was in the 7th grade, right? But recently, he showed up to his voting poll that he always goes to, that he's been voting at the same location since he was able to vote, since he was 18. He is now 31 years old, and he's been going to the same polling station for many, many years. This particular year, which was last year's voting elections, he was turned away from his own polling station after providing his driver's license, his ID, to vote.
Right.
They told him that the state's new law says he needs to now provide proof of citizenship via passport or birth certificate.
Yeah, and it's because the Republican.
Mind you, this is a Republican.
Yeah. That's what they're going to do. They're going to fuck themselves, but that's on them.
Fucking themselves already. We're already seeing it.
That's on them. And the Republican states are putting them in place, hoping that it just hurts the black people and the Mexicans. But that's not the way it's going to work. It's going to hurt a lot of people who are poor and people who've been married and people who don't have a passport or people who lost their birth certificate. But that's what they want. They want less people voting, and that's their mission.
And they're already saying lines at the DMV offices are getting enormous because people are trying to stand in these lines for 4, 5, 6, 7 hours just so they can get turned away from being able to obtain their birth certificate in order for them to vote in the election.
Dog, I'm ignoring your stupid ass comment talking about a dog voted. You've got to be the dumbest motherfucker in the world to even believe that stupid shit. Like, bro, you cannot be that dumb. You cannot be that dumb that you're talking about. How can a dog even fill out a ballot? Come on, man. You got to have some sense. I know you're a Trump voter, but you got to have some sense, right?
No.
Like, you have to have some sense. There's no way that you're this fucking dumb that you believe that a dog voted. They could tell you anything and you just run with it.
Yep, they do.
What the fuck, bro? Use your brain.
He wouldn't have said it if he didn't believe it.
Oh, man. How did this lady get a dog registered? You have to be stupid to believe that. Stupid. Just plain out stupid. It's plain out stupid to believe that a dog can be ID'd and vote. Like, how fucking dumb are you? Oh, man, dog. Again, you stupid ass Republicans. You need ID to vote already. To register, you have to prove you are a citizen. Why do y'all keep bringing up IDs? Y'all haven't read the fucking act, have you? The act is saying they want people to prove that they are citizens. To prove that, you need a passport or a birth certificate. Read the bill, idiots. Stop just going off talking points from fucking Fox. You need an ID to vote. Fuck, y'all must not have voted. I'm how the fuck? Must not have voted. That's the only thing I can get to. Because I mean, you have to show ID. I don't understand. Boy, oh boy. It's fine. I'm over it. So that's the end today, man. I'm sick of Father Son 5907. He's a fucking loser. I'm so sick of him. posting the same shit over and over and over. Get a fucking life, dog. Anyway, let's hey, this the way it is, man. We have to keep standing up and we have to keep talking about these things. This war is dumb. And they can yell and scream about Ukraine, but the Ukraine know American troops were in harm's way at all. Not one. We already have troops dead. And I know you motherfuckers don't care because y'all, well, that's what they signed up for, to go to war. That's how much y'all care about these people dying. So, I mean, not one person died from America in Ukraine. We sent them money to help out, to keep a promise that we said we were going to keep. This shit in Iran is just nonsense. And if Trump was a true leader, he wouldn't have ripped up the fucking deal in the first place. But since he's goofy as fuck and vindictive and hates Obama, he had to rip it up. Mark 9193, dog, your racism is old, played out. I mean, y'all got to find a new stick, bro. Racism, ain't y'all? I mean, y'all been doing the racist stick for a long time, man. Y'all have to be sick of that, right? It's really played out, right? I mean, this is all y'all do is be racist. Been racist against the Obamas for a decade. Y'all been doing this shit. You're not tired yet of the same corny ass racist jokes? Damn, man, y'all corny as fuck. All right, peace out to you racists, and to the real ones, subscribe. Make sure that you turn the notifications on. We'll be back on Wednesday.
And don't
at
forget
6.
to become a member.
Yes, please become a member, man. Help us out to grow this and to make sure that everyone is held to account. And the news is brought out, and we are talking about these things to make sure that us citizens' word and what we think should happen should go on. And we can always have discussions about what's going on and try to build something that's better for this country. Mm-hmm. But we need your help. We need you people to keep on helping us and building. But until then, have a good one, man.
Peace out.
Thanks for watching another episode of Habari Live. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and get updates on news, the podcast,